Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to Friday, March 20th. Could it be possible? Is it possible? Could we actually put two back-to-back up days? It's been a while, folks. Dave and I will talk about that here in just a few moments. Do want to remind you that we are here. Please take a moment, schedule a visit with us. We'll talk to you on the phone. Any concerns about your money, your economics, those type of things. I would love to chat with you. Um, Remember, we're here to help, whatever that means. Give us a call at 863-382-0037. Hey, we're looking forward to our conversation, and we'll be back in just a sec.
Modern English there. Hi, good morning. Buenos dias, y'all. I hope it's going to be a good day today on the markets, too. Let's go in and see what's going on with your money. Gosh knows I'm looking at green for a change. Yesterday, maybe even this morning, too. I'm not sure how to cope with this. Let's downtown to the offices of Statler Financial Services. Phillip Statler standing by. Phillip, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Dave. Hey, doing well today. The end of a volatile week, to say the least. And so
I've been saying your money's been held hostage now for 2 weeks. It's kind of like the old Ted Koppel documentaries.
and it's but maybe don't hold your breath, but maybe we'll put two green days back to back now.
Yeah, well, we can always cross our fingers. When we first got on the phone this morning, let's share with folks what our conversation was like. I said, yesterday the Dow was up 188, NASDAQ up 160, Standard & Poor's up by about 11.5. NASDAQ was a big winner. It was up by almost 2.5%. The other two indexes, not as much. I said, can you really is it possible that we might have tested a bottom and bounced off of it by a bit? And you're not ready to go out on that limb yet, are you?
No, I'm not. It's because one of the things that's happening today is what they call quadruple witching. And so that means we've got a lot of futures contracts and options contracts that are expiring today. And so if there's especially if there's a lot of puts out there, that could be affecting the market this morning and giving us a little bit of a buoy up. And so to me, we'll have to see how Monday and Tuesday next week after we get through this situation.
And the thing is, and it is a fact of life, kind of like when we talk about recessions and we talk about corrections and whatnot, the only way of telling when we've had one is after we've already gone into it. And so, we may 2 months from now say, yep, March 19th was when we hit bottom, but we aren't going to know that or even have a decent reading for a little while. For the moment, though, like you say, things are looking relatively green, and it might very well be put futures coming up. I didn't expect it because the news this morning continues to be the usual drumbeat. California ended up issuing a statewide shelter-in-place order. The panic continues. To restate for everybody's reassurance, here in Highlands County per se, we still have no cases of coronavirus in Highlands County, although they are up to 4 in Polk County as of this morning. So pretty much the drumbeat remains the same, but the markets are kind of behaving totally differently from what they have for the last 5-6 days.
Yeah, they are. We're seeing some upbeat, up movement. Earlier this morning, actually late last night, 9:30, 10 o'clock, actually the futures were heading south. And so I'm not sure. So I'm thinking, that's why I'm thinking this quadruple witching deal has affected our futures contracts, because prior to midnight last night, the futures were down. They were in the red.
Yeah, when I went to bed, things were not looking good, and I was saying, oh, well, the California announcement is scaring us even more. It's going to be a crummy day today. But about the middle of the overnight hours, the futures market started going up, and my first question to you was, do you know anything that could be causing it? And the futures expirations probably makes more sense than anything else.
Well, that and so the other thing is, we saw the NASDAQ futures actually limit out this morning, up 5%. Now they're not there now. They've cut that in half, but we did see some pretty good sized gains, but they've all pretty much been given up. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're all green, but not as green as we used to be.
I'm in slap my head mode with all these circuit breakers. That's 8 times in the last week the circuit breakers have happened, and we haven't had to use them in what, 10 years?
Yeah, maybe 11.
It's been on the strange side without a doubt. One bit of news that I saw come out today, because everybody's getting downgraded, of course, except our buddies at Walmart. Their stock scored their second upgrade of the week. It's painfully obvious that the crowds at Walmart are helping that business at the very least. Nobody else has any good news to speak of.
Well, you're right. I mean, let's face it, they're the staple for right now. That and the grocery stores, I'm sure, are benefiting from this because everybody is stocking up, and the shelves still, even now, we're what 4 weeks, 3 4 weeks into this, and we're still seeing empty store shelves. So we're still seeing people hoarding stuff and taking it, and so I mean that's a little concerning.
It really and truly is. Although I do need to put a side comment in and congratulate the folks that have been stocking the stores. Toilet paper, yeah, it's still kiss of death, and so is hand sanitizer. But beyond the obvious run items and whatnot, at the very least, I do have to give the stores credit. As crowded as they are, the cartoonish stuff that I saw last weekend, where the entire dang soup aisle at Walmart was empty. By and large, they've been keeping it pretty well stocked up, even though the crowds have been really thick in both the grocery stores and the discount stores. I'll give them some props at the very least for really bending every effort to make things work.
Yeah, and that's good, and that's what's needed. And I know my wife was trying to get the pickup service, and I mean, I think she's out 3 days before she can. Well, she did it yesterday, so she can't get in there till Saturday. That was as soon as she could get in there to pick up. So I
I'm
thought that was
relatively
interesting.
well stocked. I'm relatively well stocked up, but the company ran out of coffee the other day, and that gets to the point of life or death emergency. So I braved the crowds, and I bought our big box of K-cup coffees, and it was a crowd and a half. I mean, it was wall to wall people. I mean, social distancing can't happen when you get into those overcrowded discount stores. But like I said, to their credit, they're at the very least keeping the stock on the shelves better than they were. Now that isn't an invitation for everybody to go and buy the place out, because you still can't buy a roll of toilet paper most of places around town, but it's better. What do we got in terms of quarterly reports from companies? Any companies with some good news, bad news, or intermediate news?
So we got a couple things coming out. We got Tiffany's. Now I don't know if people remember, but I think towards the end of last year, Tiffany's had a buyout offer and offered to be sold to this company called LVMH, which is they have high end goods of different types, and so the takeover bid was $135 a share. Well, they say now that company's coming in and buying shares now at the market level, which is less than that. So, yeah, and
Smart guys.
that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Get it on sale while you can, right? But we did see Tiffany's beat by 3 cents a share. Revenue though was a little bit below forecast, and same store sales exceeded estimates. And so they're up about 0.75% this morning after being up almost 14% yesterday.
All right. Somebody's winning in this mess
They
anyway.
are. We've got a couple. Hibbett Sports reported, and they missed. They missed by 11 cents a share. Revenue though was above forecast, and they missed on same store sales by about 0.7%. So kind of the opposite of Tiffany's. And they've come out and said, they're seeing a little bit of disruption because of the coronavirus. But man, I guess maybe because their stock's gotten so low, they were up 13.5% yesterday, and they're up another almost 13% this morning.
Dead cat bounce?
Yeah, I'm thinking, well, they bottomed out at $7.33 a share. They closed yesterday at 9.75, and they'll open today about 11.
Okay. Well,
So,
it's
so
improvement.
I'm thinking people are
Improvement.
bottom fishing.
One
Um,
more.
the last one I have is Carnival. They reported they beat by 5 cents a share on I'm sorry, 5 cents below what was estimated. Revenue, though, was ahead of forecast. They've seen a lot of cancellation. They had seen a lot of cancellations, obviously, because of this start of this pandemic. And of course, they're not giving any full year guidance. Again, they're seeing some bounces, and I think it's bottom fishing again, Dave, because their 52-week low was like $7.90. They closed yesterday at 10, up 7.5%, and they're going to open this morning at a little over $11 a share, up 12.3% right now.
I was going to say, I'm thinking bottom fishing on that because I'm looking at my list of big winners this morning in the pre-market. They're almost all in the industries that got just creamed when we had our big drops over the last few days. I mean, MGM, Carnival's among them. Halliburton, the oil services industry, Norwegian Cruise Lines, they're all showing big ups this morning. And I got to assume a lot of that is, oh, whoa, these guys are way lower than we know they're going to be when the coronavirus scare is over. So we're looking at some bottom fishing being a reaction too, don't you think?
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see, have we truly seen the lows, right? Are we bouncing off of those lows, especially in the travel industry? And that's probably yet to be seen as we see the layoffs start to come in that industry. The closures of Las Vegas and other hotel chains, that's going to be the true tell is what does it look like 30, 60 days from now?
Absolutely. I've been just watching the indexes, being the chart geek that I am, and I kept thinking that staying below the 20,000 mark on the Dow was going to be a ticket to a really rough ride. So seeing it bouncing back up and staying above 20,000 for a couple of days will be kind of a nice psychological improvement at the very least, won't it?
It will be, definitely will be. Like I said, if we can get 2 green days back to back. I saw one headline that said on the Dow that hadn't happened since like the first week of February. That's hard to
Oh,
believe.
yeah, really. Resetting the table for the morning. Green ink yesterday by a modest amount, 45 minutes before we opened this morning, Phillip. What does the green ink look like this morning?
We are green. We've given up probably half of what we had earlier today, but we're still green. So the Dow is up about 1.25, a little less than 1.25%, $226. We got the S&P 500 up 0.9%, up a little over $20, and we've got the Nasdaq up 2.5%, the biggest gainer right now at 178 points. So everything's looking green right now. Even on the commodity side, we got gold and silver both up. Silver regaining from all the hammering it took, gets up 3.3%, about $12.53 an ounce. So we've got gold up 1.3%, almost at $1,500 an ounce. Now we got crude oil giving back some of what it took yesterday. It's down 2.3% to $25.30 a barrel.
Pretty substantial up from what it was yesterday morning, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Overseas, the world markets are kind of mixed this morning. Japanese markets were down by a bit, but the rest of the Asian rim markets, for the most part, up and up substantially. European markets are following our lead. They're bouncing off bottoms and going up by a little bit this morning as well. Phillip, I need advice. I need to make sure this thing is going to work for me as retirement gets closer. That takes advice. How do I make an appointment with you?
It does, Dave. Hey, for folks out there who would like just a 15-minute phone call, give us a call. 863-382-0037. Be happy to talk to you about your situation. Catch us online at statlerfinancial.com. Follow us on Facebook, Statler Financial Services, and then join us every weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturdays, 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings on News Talk 7:30 a.m.
All righty. And back again here tomorrow morning. Let's make the announcement for folks to know. Among the casualties of our coronavirus scares, we have rescheduled the Statler Financial Services Shredder Day, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We've postponed it. We're not sure exactly what day, but we're looking at probably October. With the governor and the president saying, hey, look, older folks don't need to be out of their houses right now. And so we just, even though we don't have more than 10 or 15 people there at one time, usually, we just felt like it was better from a health standpoint that we not do that. And so we've postponed it. We'll do it sometime in the fourth quarter.
And we'll make a lot of noise and let folks know when the time comes. So, folks, you got some stuff you need shredded. Keep it in your garage for just a few more months because we will be doing it sometime once we get into the fall. Phillip, thank you so very much, and we'll catch you in the morning, all right?
All right, man. You have a great day. I'll talk to you then.
Be well, my friend. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services, Phillip Statler. Remember.
Again, folks, thanks for joining us today. Hopefully, we've given you some good information. Again, I'm serious. We're here for you. If you need anything, call, 15-minute phone call. Happy to chat with you and help walk you through anything that's of concern financially. So, hey, take care. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you again on Monday.